If you have eggs in your fridge, you don't have to make an omelette.
Movies that we are gonna mention are actually movies that we did see.
These are the movies that we've actually watched.
It doesn't do anything, it just eats the little sharks.
I'm telling you, this is a script. It was not scary at all.
There's like her twin or something growing from her back.
Was it coming out of her body?
I had no idea.
Lately, stuff on Netflix has been really good. But for today's episode, what we're trying to do is, so we were talking about movies the past few weeks, and we were only talking about the ones that we really liked, and then we thought, might as well speak about the ones that we had to endure through in the past, whatever,
Well,
5,
yeah.
6, 7, 8 years. So this episode is dedicated to the worst 5 horror movies as per us. Now, I don't know what my wife has listed,
Yeah.
and she doesn't know what I have listed. So we'll see if, something overlaps.
But I just have to say, when making this list, I thought it would be easy. It actually wasn't. Because I think also over the years, because we, like you said, we like movies a lot.
Yes.
We're kind of good at sensing if something is worth going to watch
That
or
is
not.
true.
So there are a lot of movies that we already kind of sense.
My spidey sense starts tingling.
Exactly. My husband is actually better at this than me. I am sort of like, even if I kind of agree that it might not be worth watching, I would still be let's just go for the experience. But my husband is not always the easiest to convince. So there are a lot of movies that we actually haven't seen, but there are out there characterized or have low scores, but we don't know the premise. So the movies that we are going to mention are actually movies that we did see.
We have watched, yes.
So this is not just us.
No, this is
listening
not
to
just, we have to create an episode.
Exactly. That
Let's
we're just
go
listening
on-
what the masses are
Yeah,
saying.
let's go on Google and, go through the list. No, these are the movies that we've actually watched, like I said, endured through. And we wanna list them today
And
in
this
this
is
episode.
our honest opinion. Some people might really like some of these.
Agreed.
So
Absolutely. Which I saw in, one of the movies comments, or, there was this Reddit post about the list, and there were a few people who were saying that they did enjoy one of those movies that I've listed. But so that's the show. And if you guys have a list of your own or movies that you've gone through and endured, please list them down in the comments. We would love to hear them.
and maybe even watch it. Sometimes they could be fun.
Man, if these guys are enduring through that movie, we will have a tough time going through that movie. Maybe you will have an
At least-
extremely tough time going through that movie.
But at least there will be no expectation. You already know there's nothing going to be there. So it takes away of that pressure.
Okay,
So it can just be for fun.
fair enough.
Like that day, remember that one day when we just randomly wanted to go to the movies? We did not even check what was playing. We were like, let's just go to the movies. We checked once we reach the cinema, whatever is about to start the nearest, that's what we're going to watch. That's how we ended up watching Meg 2. You want to say you were interested in watching Meg 2?
I wasn't. My wife was.
I was not.
My wife was.
I was not. I had no idea
I don't like
the movie
throwing my
was
wife
about.
under the bus, but I kid you not. She said she loved Meg 1.
I've never seen Meg 1.
You've seen Meg 1,
No,
my
I've
love.
seen Meg 1 on Netflix after Meg 2. Meg 2 was the first
You
thing
were
I've
interested
seen.
in watching that movie. You cannot tell me that it was a random
It
chance
was.
that we came across. Oh, Meg 2 is playing, let's go. No.
No. The deal
You
was...
said you wanted to watch that movie.
No. The deal was, I remember, this is how the day went. We went to the gym. We finished with the gym. We're in the car. And you say to me, I feel like to watch a movie.
Yes.
I was like, what movie? Because we were not even checking what was playing, that it's convenient with our time. Then you said, let's just go to a random cinema. and we will just see the timeline, whatever is like the closest about to start, that's what we will go and see. So that's how we ended up watching Meg 2.
But there were a lot of movies that were playing at that time. Meg 2 specifically was chosen.
Because of Jason Statham,
And there you have it, folks.
the transporter.
That's how she agrees. Yes, we watched Meg 2 because of my wife. And she wanted to watch Jason Statham fighting a big shark.
Why not?
That is
Can
precisely
you do
what
his
happened.
voice?
Dude, Jason
Statham's
Statham's voice. I don't even know how he sounds.
He whispers a lot.
Whispers a lot.
And
Has a grumpy face. And we already started.
weird.
I didn't know that he was actually,
like way back.
Yes.
There are clips of him.
now I recall, yes, he was an Olympic diver, I think.
don't know like how far, but I know that he was a professional.
Representing the UK.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then he moved on to martial arts, is what I understand happened.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, not talking about Jason Statham's life, by the
I
way.
love you, Jason.
This is the top 5 worst movies according to myself and my wife.
Yes.
I will let my wife start. Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the most recent one. This wasn't in the theater, it was on Netflix. Thrash.
Right.
Again, shark movie.
Yes. Okay, I differ with my wife here a little bit. She has her own reasons for this movie that she doesn't like. I like the movie for capturing a little bit of reality, because that usually happens. You know, when there is a hurricane and water comes inland, you do have instances where either you will have, you know, crocodile or, you know, alligator attacks or, you know, shark attacks and stuff. They did go overboard with it. Why did you not like the movie?
Because with the premise of, there was this catastrophic flood and you have all these sharks now roaming around, it wasn't as scary as you would think. Plus,
in parts it was. Like when the water starts rising on the bed when she's lying down and she's starting to get contractions.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
But by the end of the movie, it's just that one full night, right?
Yeah.
And you just have her, the other main girl's, what was it, uncle or something? He's just now appearing on the boat so easily, so nonchalantly. And then it's with all of this anticipation of the great white shark that they noticed was coming in. It doesn't do anything. It just eats the little sharks. And you're almost just like, oh, the movie's over. That's it.
They're showing the great white shark as the protagonist of the movie.
Yeah, who does nothing.
Which it shouldn't be. Right. No, the story was not tied together very nicely. There were parts of the movie which I enjoyed, especially when, you know, the hurricane is about to hit, and then there's this panic, you know, in the population that they have to escape, and they haven't. You know, there was this. They were saying that there's a time, that last moment when you can escape the part that's going to hit the hurricane.
Oh yeah, that you can like beat.
Yeah, you can bail. Because if you don't, then you're basically stuck. That whole part, the panic during that part, was shown pretty well. But yeah, overall the movie was not really well done. Yeah,
No.
I agree. I wouldn't say it was the worst, but yes, it wasn't very well done. I agree. Okay, my first worst horror movie that I think should have never been made was The Conjuring Last Rites. This came out in 2025. Now, she is a diehard fan of the whole franchise.
Yes.
I like the franchise, but I thought the last movie was just made for the sake of making a Conjuring movie. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. If you have eggs in your fridge, you don't have to make an omelette. You don't have to make poached eggs. You don't have to make anything. They can just be there for one fine day, you having them for breakfast or maybe baking a cake. sure. But you don't have to do anything with them. Exactly like Conjuring. Conjuring has a very well-established franchise. You don't have to create another one just to pay homage to whoever these people were, right? I think that is what it was. And they wanted to close the chapter in Conjuring, and then you realize that they're making another one.
But I think the new one is like a pre of everything.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it was not a homage. Plus, the story of the movie was not well done
But this
either.
was still one of the alleged stories of Lorraine and what's the husband's name?
I don't even care. What? Okay. So if we're actually talking about the actual story of that couple, you know how dark that is.
I know.
Right? So it's not about that. It's about making buck on something that has been running for a very long time. And this movie was not very well done. It was not scary at all. Okay.
Okay, fine. I was not scared. I give it
part of the movie was as if you're living in a loop, because they will go to that family's house that is getting haunted. They will come back. They'll go back. They'll come back. Like it was
you
not
were saying
tied.
as a Groundhog Day.
It was not tied together at all. And eventually, of course, the climax is nice, but again, creating a 1.5 2-hour movie when you could have just made like a mini series of 3 episodes, maybe 2, or not even, maybe 1, or a trailer. Enough, on YouTube. That would have been enough. That was it, right? If you actually want to, you know what they should have done? Like for reality TV shows, they do these get-togethers and sit and talk to each other about what happened in the past and stuff like that. They could have just brought all the cast together.
That's another past
Huh?
to talk about.
No, I know, but this is what happened in this Conjuring movie. This is what happened in that Conjuring movie. Done and dusted. Everyone's happy.
And this is what would happen in a Conjuring movie, but we know that you guys wouldn't like it.
Yeah, and the audiences would be like, yeah, thank God. Yes. It was worthless for me.
I kind of like the. I agree. Compared to the other ones, doesn't really live up to the hype.
Was there jump scares? No. You know how easily I get scared on a jump scare. I wasn't scared at all. Right? Was there a good story? Not at all. It was about a mirror, right?
Who would not break?
Yes.
When I get this right.
Fair enough. There were elements in the movie which kind of were interesting, but then again, you're repeating the whole story again and again, where these guys are going to that house, trying to solve, come back out. Like it was dragging for too long. So yes, that was mine.
Okay, my next one is from 2023. We've seen this together. The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
See, crazy. This is what is crazy. She says her first movie, I kind of like it. I said my first movie, she kind of likes it. Her second movie, what is it? The Last Voyage of Demeter?
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
No.
I think it was a nice twist on the Dracula or the vampire genre.
No.
Okay.
No. Just no. The whole ship, and this is like back of like Captain Sparrow time of whatever, and then like you have all of a sudden a Dracula on it. And I think I've said this to you before. I feel like for me, when I was younger, the whole concept of a Dracula vampire was interesting to me. And for me, it's not working anymore, except Vampire Diaries. But everything else, I feel like almost it's like the easiest excuse to make a scary movie or a horror movie. Same like with Midnight Mass. So disappointing for me. The ending.
I'll agree with you partly because recently Dracula or vampire movies have not been done very well. Nosferatu comes to mind.
Haven't seen it.
I was very excited to watch that movie. I watched it on a flight back home. when I was away for a business trip. Um, they tried to do a very graphic novel-y, and I will not go into details of it because we have quite a lot to talk about, but it wasn't done well at all. So I would agree with you that yes, the genre needs some, life back
Yep.
in it. But in the same breath, did I not like this movie, the Last Voyage of Demeter? I think I liked it.
I remember you liking
Yeah.
it. It's not like you were
No,
wow.
no, I was not
But
wowed.
you were like
Because I like the story. The story is that the Count now realizes that he's being cornered and he wants to escape. So he has the money, right? And he just rallies people together, asks them to, of course, Igor is involved, to get him on a boat over to some other land. I don't remember where he was going, whether he was going to London or wherever. Yeah, I don't remember that. But
the thing can fly. He needs a boat.
You think he can fly all the way to London during the day?
He's a count and a freaking Dracula.
Baby, can he fly during the day? Yes or no? That's why he needs to be on the boat.
So just take a dip during the day, something.
Okay.
Sunscreen, sunblock.
So that was the story. My wife didn't like it. I liked it. Okay. My next one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
It's been done again and again and again and again. And people are trying to make money on a very successful one-off movie back in the 70s. It was loosely based on Ed Gein's murders and that whole situation. The older movie is fantastically done, right? This movie that I'm talking about is from 2022. It is garbage, and I will end there.
But was it a complete remake, or was it like
It was not a remake. It was a re-rendition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they're showing this guy who, of course, is, wears people's faces as masks and kills people with the chainsaw. The story was like everything was. The cinematography was garbage. The story was garbage. There was no starting, no end. It was not tied together at all. It was just made so that they can capitalize on the name of the on the shock effect exactly, and on the name of the franchise. It was really, really bad. And when I was going through. So what happens is at times you would remember the story, but not remember the name. That happened to me with the next movie that I will speak about. But sometimes you remember the name, don't remember the story. So when I was trying to research, I didn't remember the story. And when I read through the story of this movie, I was like, yeah, okay, this is exactly what I didn't like about the movie. It was not done very well. There was no story. There was no background. Storyline of what's happening with these people, why are they there. Loosely they say that they're there for some kind of shoot or whatever in an old town which is not inhabited anymore, and there's this guy randomly just killing them. Not done well at all. I didn't like it.
No, I've never seen the original from the 70s. I did see, but this was a proper remake of the story of the
Ed Gein?
Yeah, of the 70s version.
Okay.
And that was a decently done
Are you
one.
talking about the one with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
That is also okay.
So that was like decently done. But anything other than that, I didn't see. I think there was even one. No, see, I'm getting confused with the franchise. Is it the Chainsaw Massacre or Halloween? But it was supposed to tell the story of the start of the killer. I just remember the premise of a guy and a girl escaping like a psychiatric hospital, and then they kind of I don't know. It's very weird when they start to basically reinvent the wheel. Just to sort of keep it alive.
Yeah.
Especially in the franchises where the main villain always dies at the end of the movie, and then all of a sudden there's a new movie with him.
Exactly. That has happened a lot with the one you were talking
Halloween.
about. Yes.
Mike Myers.
Mhm.
Yeah. That guy has more lives than
Yeah.
a cat.
Yeah. Even with the Jason movies, that has happened. Anyway, what's your next?
My next one, again, this is something that we've seen together. The Exorcism, but this is the one from 2024
Oh, yeah.
with Russell Crowe.
Oh, I didn't like it either.
I
So
did
we
not like
agree on
it.
one. Yes.
We were interested to watch it because we saw that it was Russell Crowe.
Correct. Yes.
I don't need much. Just tell me it's Russell Crowe and I'm going to see it. But I remember finishing the movie. The idea was okay, but the execution was not good. And I remember my one comment to you after the movie was, what was the need for Russell Crowe to accept this role?
Yeah.
Like,
I was...
and this script in this movie, like, why?
I was disappointed as well. It was a drag.
No. Because then later on, he did another one.
Yes,
and that was good.
Which is brilliant.
That was very good.
I don't remember the name of the movie though. No, it's okay.
But that was a very good one.
It was.
I was like, what is it? Maybe this was a practice one for that one.
Maybe.
Maybe he was just like, let me try it.
It was really bad. It was so bad.
But we still love you.
We do like you, Russell Crowe. Thank you for Gladiator.
Yeah, it was just like
Decimus Miralis.
Yeah. Yeah, just like poor execution.
Yeah. All right, my next one, Night Swim, 2024. Sometimes you watch a movie or a show, right? And you'll go through like the first 10, 15 minutes and you'll be like, oh, I know the whole story. I know exactly what's going to happen. There is a cookie cutter script for horror movies.
Yes.
Right? That has been done so many times that you watch Night Swim and you will know exactly what's going to happen.
I think at this point, maybe people just go and ask ChatGPT.
Maybe.
What would be the points? Okay, you need 5 jump scares, you need 3 blood scenes, and
it was so
a pretty blonde.
It was so bad. It was just bad. Families struggling with their own, personal issues, move to a house. I'm telling you, this is a script. Move to a house which is already haunted. In this case, it is the swimming pool. It is connected to some old pagan ritual, etc. Where to pacify the entity there, you have to make sacrifices. The husband makes sacrifice. The family lives there so that they protect others from not coming there. Done and dusted. Should have never been made. Again, it could have just been a very short movie on YouTube. Would have worked fabulously and we would all have been happy. Night Swim should have never been made.
Noted. Okay. My next one is from 2021. And I hate the movie, but it's a sweet memory because it was our first movie date that we went. And it somehow just by accident happened that we were the only people in the theater that came to see this movie. It's called Malignant.
I remember.
At this point, I vaguely remember the premise. Again, it's a house, but she's the one who's haunted. The main character, she has some issues going on. I just remember I'm sorry to say, the stupidity of the movie, that in the end, there's like her twin or something growing from her back.
Yeah. Which no one has realized.
Not even her.
Yeah. No, if I am
takes over her and during the night, and that's when she does these.
If I'm part of your family, right?
No, but this twin was never born.
No, I understand that, but there are others in her family. She has friends. She has a public life. If I look at you and around you, wouldn't I see a freaking thing growing out of you?
But
from the back?
I think it was just during the night, and she was all alone.
Was it coming out of her body?
Yes.
Out of her body?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
Like the final scene in the movie was that it's literally emerging from her back, like alien style, but from the back. Very bad. Very like.
My brain has blocked this movie.
Yeah, there were 2 jump scares where you really jumped.
Okay.
And on the second one, I actually thought you were gonna leave the theater.
Okay.
I was laughing so hard, and it was so much fun because we were alone in the theater, so you don't have to worry about whispering or disturbing anyone else. I'm sure even the guy who was maybe in charge of, or the person who was in charge of in the upper, they must have been laughing as well because it was hilarious. But yeah.
Okay. My next one is In the Tall Grass, 2019. The reason why I wanted to watch this movie is because of Patrick Wilson, the same guy who's in Conjuring. Parts of the movie, first of all, it's based on Stephen King's novel. The story is nice. The concept is nice. It's not done very well at all. The story is not tied up. Some of the scenes are very cinematic. They like, you would be like, wow, they've really done well. But would you be able to sit through the movie and watch it? Not really. The magical aspect they've shown in the movie is not also very well described. Why is it happening, etc. Yeah, overall, not a very good horror movie for me. There was no horror aspect. It wasn't engaging.
I think it's not, especially with Stephen King's books, because his books have this. They're scary, but it's an undertone.
So what I've noticed with Stephen King's
it's not
novels,
really like in your face scary.
Yes, you have to create a site and setting for that whole environment to become scary, especially when it comes to his books, because he describes everything very in detail. This is what we're noticing in so sometimes novels should only be created, if you want to put it on a visual canvas, should only be created as shows, so that you can actually describe the scene properly in its entirety, instead of just skipping over, right? Which is what we are seeing in The Outsider. This is a show currently on OSN Plus in the UAE, and it's beautifully shot, beautifully done. The horror is very subtle, and it carries through each episode. Anyway, we can do a separate episode about this once we finish it. But you would not see that in this movie, in The Tall Grass. Like, it was like, there's a cut scene of beautiful graphic, beautifully shot scene of the grass, cut to another scene. It was like, it was multiple scenes just bunched together to form a movie. Not very well done at all.
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Yeah. It's a very forgetful movie. Again, on Netflix. Don't watch it. Yes.
Okay, my last one is from 2020. It's Fantasy Island. Now, I think the idea was never for it to be like a proper horror movie, because there are elements of humor in it. But yeah, it was like mediocre, a little bit, not like, I don't want to say dumb scenes, but just of like, what the hell. But the premise is interesting. These people pay to come to this island, and this island had some powers or it was the company that owned the island, that you can pay, and then you kind of live out your fantasy. Now, some people had fun fantasies. There were two brothers that, of course, just wanted to pretend that they're rich and famous, and the girls and the guys all want to be with them. And then there were other people who kind of wanted to relive some traumatic experiences in their life to kind of get through it. And then somehow everything starts going wrong. But like, I wouldn't mind watching it if I was bored and need like a brain relaxer. You don't have to think too much through it. But yeah, like
And my last one is Silence, again on Netflix. What this movie tried to do was capitalize on the fame that came with A Quiet Place, because the premise is exactly the same. You have some kind of alien invasion that has happened. It's a post-apocalyptic world where these aliens are drawn to you based on sound. They attack you, and it's exactly the same as The Quiet Place. I don't know what else to say. It's just that The Quiet Place was very well thought of, very well done, because they really focused on exactly what would happen if such a creature, such a civilization actually attacks you. What would be the repercussions of it, right? How would you survive? What would your day-to-day be, etc. This movie was just, let's just make a movie. Pardon my French. They're trying to escape. The bunch of people, they're trying to escape from one place to the other. They're driving a car. If creatures are drawn to you based on sound, really, you'll be driving a car.
But maybe it was a Tesla.
It was not a Tesla. It was a Jeep, some kind of Jeep, some kind of some big ass.
Not
SUV.
a Cybertruck.
Nope. No, it was whatever this was a really, really bad movie. And Netflix has been doing a lot of this. So Netflix, you have to cover up.
It's not their
Let's be
production,
fair.
though.
Let's be fair. Lately, stuff on Netflix has been really good. So have to give Netflix that. And that's it. That was our list. Top 5 worst horror movies that we've ever seen. Do let us know what your list comprises of. What movies you've watched and you were like, why did I waste my time and money on this? Do write them in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. That helps us a lot. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, everyone.